Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's me, Endeavor Game On, and today we will be discussing some very exciting news. Earlier today, the new Titan class Science Destroyer was announced. So, to get this out of the way first, this ship will be coming out on the Zen store on November 20th for 3,000 Zen. So, personally, I'm very happy that they decided to make this a Zen store ship instead of something else. I always appreciate it, and especially a ship like this, it opens up a lot of possibilities. So let's take a quick read here of the Titan class Science Destroyer. Named after the legendary ship commanded by William T. Riker, the Titan class Science Destroyer is a little like Riker himself. It's a balance between exploring the galaxy and gearing up to fight when necessary. As a science destroyer, the ship has two modes it can switch between: science and tactical. It is equipped with a console designed to disable enemy systems, effectively taking them out of the fight for a brief time. She can also be loaded with an advanced subspace communication device, allowing you to summon the aid of your faction's flagship at a moment's notice. This ship features a Commander Science, Lieutenant Commander Science/Command, a Lieutenant Commander tactical seat. Additionally, players who own a Titan-class Science Destroyer will be able to purchase the all-new Fleet Titan-class Science Destroyer from their fleet for one fleet module and 20,000 fleet credits. So after that, it goes into a little more detail about fleet ship modules and how to get them. For people who have been working on their reputations, this is an opportunity to use them. I know I'm sitting on a few, and I will definitely be partaking with the extra console you can get from getting a fleet version of a ship, plus the experimental upgrades now available. You can make this ship into a very nasty little ship indeed. So let's just go through some basic things. Obviously, Tier 6. It will be available for Federation and Federation aligned characters. They have not yet said anything official about its availability, but based on the fact that the console does state that it works for Klingons, I would count on there being a lobby unlock of some kind, since I do not believe you guys will be getting an equivalent ship at this time. Sorry, all you KDF players, but even though it's the year of the Klingon, they make more money off of Starfleet ships, so here we are. Hull strength modifier is 1.1, the shield modifier is 1.325, 4 forward weapons and 3 aft weapons, 3 device slots. The bridge officer stations are 1 Commander Science, 1 Lieutenant Commander Science/Command, 1 Lieutenant Commander Tactical, 1 Ensign Tactical, and 1 Lieutenant Engineering. The console modifications will be 4 Tactical, 2 Engineering, and 4 Science. Once you have your experimental upgrade, you can also add in 1 Universal Console slot to that. Its base turn rate will be 13 degrees per second and has an impulse modifier of 0.15. The ship will also be capable of equipping dual cannons, so that should be fun. It has the standard Starship ability package for science vessels, so exotic damage, shield HP, healing, shield regen, and hardness, and it will have a trait called It's Another Enterprise, and we will get to that in a minute after we talk about what I think was most exciting from this reveal, which is the new console. It is called Opening Salvo. When activated, you fire several salvos of projectiles at targets in your forward arc over several seconds. By default, these projectiles will disable all subsystems on target hit, in addition to dealing kinetic damage. In tactical mode, these projectiles will deal damage in an AoE on each hit, additionally debuff damage resistance of any foes affected, but will no longer disable subsystems. So, there's a benefit for using it in science mode, and there's a benefit for using it in tactical mode, and it will ultimately be up to you and your playstyle. Now let's go back to this trait. It's another Enterprise. Many of you will recognize that line from the Lower Deck season finale. While this trait is slotted, when you activate Engineering, Science, or Tactical Fleet, a ship of your faction's flagship class will warp in and assist you for several seconds. So if you're Federation, it will summon an Odyssey, Klingon characters will summon a Bortesque, and Romulans will summon a Scimitar, and lastly, Jem'Hadar characters will summon a Vanguard Dreadnought cruiser. Moving down, the Titan Destroyer, the fleet version of it, is basically the same, except the console modifications will be 4 tactical, 2 engineering, and 5 science. So I would definitely recommend going for that fleet version, especially if you want to do science. It has a secondary deflector slot, obviously, which is only usable in science mode. What I do not know yet is if the science mode or not the science mode, if the tactical mode will have an experimental weapon a lot like the mirror crossfield does. So I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But based on what it's showing so far, I don't believe that will be the case. But again, everything in here is very much subject to change. So, as always, the chat is open. If you guys have any questions you want to ask, maybe we can try to piece it together. So, let's just have some fun. Hop into a few TFOs here and there maybe, and try to get the event and the endeavors done for today. My stream should be in slightly better shape now. I ended up doing a full restart of my computer, so we'll have to see. And of course, realizing I have a setting a little bit misconfigured here, I'm going to have to restart the game really quick, but then we'll be able to get started. For those of you that use multiple audio devices, I'm sure you know the struggle. If you start Star Trek Online with one audio device set, it is sometimes problematic to set it to a different one mid-game, and usually I will just end up getting no sound, and I'm forced to restart the game with the proper audio device activated. I ended up moving over to a Stream Deck to help manage some of my audio devices and manage a lot of the stuff in stream. And so far, it's actually made things a lot easier. It's nice not having to Alt-Tab out of a game to access everything I need. So, for those of you that were around earlier, we got our butts handed to us in our thrown together science ship, but not super unexpected in the end. So, let's go back in here, get everything sorted out again, and let's get the universal done first. So, for those of you that don't already know, the universal endeavor for the next 2 days is to mine dilithium at the Vlugda asteroid field. So that's gonna be what we do first. Right after I empty out my inventory here, I tend to turn things into salvage a lot more. The only reason I'm not now is because I have been spending energy credits quite frivolously, and I could use every cent I can get. So when I have a unnecessary amount of stuff in my inventory, I'll stop by one of the people on Earth Space Dock. These have one of the better uh, returns on investment. You get more energy credits per item. And I just try to clear up my inventory just a little bit. Notice I have a bunch of basic weapon upgrades. I tend to sell those because with Phoenix prize packs, it's just really not worth having them around for anything. I'll never use them. And granted, I can sell them on the exchange, but the amount of time that would take basically makes it not worth it. And I was able to make 800,000 energy credits just off of that. So for those of you looking into making money, that is definitely one of the ways. So, I think we've got just about everything set. Let's move my specialization back to intelligence here. I was running a TFO earlier, and I was using temporal to get continuity. But now that we have that done, we can go mine our dilithium, head over to the Undine Space Battle Zone, and then head over to Kobali. Then, if we have some time, we'll run a few TFOs and just have fun. Those of you here, please give me a follow if you like the stuff I'm doing. Most of what we do here is just, going through builds, running TFOs, doing endeavors. If you have any suggestions, feel free to put them in chat. So first, let's head to the dilithium mine. I find one of the easier ways of getting there is by transwarping to the Defera system. it is one that is available to you at a lower level, so it should make it easier if you haven't unlocked all of the transwarp destinations yet. Once you're here, you can go ahead and warp out of the system. And then head southeast for the dilithium mine. But I am very, very, very excited for this ship to come out. I won't lie. This could potentially be a really big game changer. But I say that about just about every ship, and so far most of them have managed to not be game changers. But one of these days I'll be right. So now that we're down here at the dilithium mine, you're gonna accept the asteroid mining mission. And what's very important here is you do need an environmental suit to do this. If you don't have one, you can go up to this person right here, and for a small amount of dilithium, you can buy a suit, an environmental suit to go out. I happen to have one here. You can also get one from one of the Dyson missions. I believe it is a step between stars. Yes, this mission right here. And you can get an environmental suit from that. You can actually unlock 3 different environmental suits from that mission, depending on which path you take. Whether you try to get assistance from the lasers or the drones, or you just go at it alone. And once you have all 3 of those suits, you can actually go to the Lobi store to unlock 3 other suits on top of that. I wouldn't say it's particularly worth it, but some of them look cooler, so it's all up to you. This is one of the standard, mini games. You gotta line up your dots with the triangles. And once you get that done, you will get some amount of dilithium based on your total score. Unfortunately for this mission, you do have to go to all 5 of the dilithium mining sites to get credit for it, but it could be worse. And you'll definitely be finding a lot more people around the dilithium mines. On my main, I don't tend to do it just because of the amount of dilithium ore it can generate through random TFOs, but occasionally on some of my alternate characters I will. On the science character I'm working on, I mine dilithium quite regularly, in fact. Because he's not quite a high enough level to be running all of the TFOs as effectively as the rest of my characters. So let's head on over to the next set of dilithium crystals here. That's another one done. Let's keep going. Here's the next set of dilithium crystals. See someone else probably trying to get the Endeavor done over there. I will have to say, one of the better parts of the Endeavor system that I like is getting people to do content that they might not do otherwise. Things like the competitive TFOs usually won't even get queued for unless it's the Universal, but I honestly think that they're pretty fun. Actually getting to compete against another team is pretty fun. I wish that they used the other space one occasionally, where at the end you can fight the other team. I know that one of the reasons they don't tend to push it as much is because there would be a huge power differential if you had one person who was a very high DPSer and had a PvP build. But that would just be a matter of matchmaking just a little bit better. I will say that PvP is fun, but open PvP is not, and it's why it's more or less dead in this game. I use PvP a lot to test builds, like I did earlier today, which is how I found out that this, as far as the setup that I had, it really didn't work. But it can be fun. It can just be ruined so easily, and that's super upsetting. Let's see. Second to last set of dilithium here. Now, if any of you can hear my very annoying clicky keyboard, I recently upgraded to a Corsair K100, and it is so much more satisfying to click on. People might think that it's stupid and niche, but I love clickier keyboards. I just don't like it to be overpowering. Also, you can't go wrong with RGBs. You can never, ever, ever go wrong with RGBs. Alright, and one more to go, so let's get it done. So on the last one, you don't actually have to finish it. It's just once you start mining, you'll get credit for it. But I might as well go ahead and finish this one up. Might as well. And after that, we're going to head to the Undine Battle Zone. And there we go. And it looks like we've also got a perk point. So what are we going to spend it on? Looks like we got 3 different ground ones. Let's go for max health. Might as well. So now that we got that done, we're going to return to the airlock here so we can unequip our suit. Now we're going to head up to the ship and get ready to head to the Undine Battle Zone. Looks like I'm still on cooldown. Well, in the meantime, let's think about some of the stuff we're going to put on that new ship. For one, and I think a very obvious one, is that we're going to have Beta 3 in that Commander Tactical thing. When we're not in science mode, being able to lower resistances is always appreciated. I'm still on the fence about whether or not to use Fire at Will or Overload, and I'll probably end up going with Overload just because I have a lot more confidence in my ability to pull it off. But I will have to watch power levels very carefully then, because having to balance between everything will prove to be difficult. Because to get any good science, I'm definitely going to need Ox power as well. So, while we wait, what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat if you're planning on buying the new ship when it comes out on Friday, I believe, right? I'll probably be doing a stream on Saturday where I put a build on it just to see if I can make something work. But I'll definitely be pulling up the ship. It looks like a ton of fun. That being said, I'm more than sure there will always be people to disagree with the sort of build I put on it, but that's just the way things go. Well, now let's head over to the Dyson Sphere. And then head over to the Undine Space Battle Zone. Alright, let me just check something. Give me one moment here and we'll get started. Alright. Now let's go find some Undine ships to blow up. I usually like going for the Klingon points first because they're the easiest to get Undine ships to spawn at. But if we need to, we'll just take the zone and work from there. Yeah, I don't feel like helping them out. I'm sure that cruiser will be fine. Ah, a lone little bioship.
Warning, ship is under attack.
And it is gone. Let's move on to the next place. Like there's a Borg Juggernaut over there. But hopefully that means there's no one over here quite yet. And I don't see any of the things activated, which makes this even easier. We're already up to 9 out of 30. Now the reason I like coming here is because by the time I get all the way around, more have already respawned back.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Well, looks like someone else is coming over here too.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Almost done here.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Oh, that one jumped away pretty fast.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Looks like we only need 1 or 2 more kills here and then we can be done.
Target's shields have failed.
Like we need just 1 more kill now. Oh. Looks like they took out both of those. See if we can get the one over here.
Warning, ship is under attack.
There we go. So that's 2 endeavors done now. So let's see if we're off of transport. Nope, we still got about a minute left. Next we're going to go over to the Delta Quadrant
Warning,
so we can
ship
take out
is
some
under attack.
Vadwar.
Target's shields have failed.
Then we'll hop into a TFO or 2. And just stretch the ship's legs, as it were.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
17 seconds.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Alright. Now we should be ready to go. So, once we're at a red alert, we're going to head to the Delta Quadrant. And away we go. Well, before we do that, let's head into this deep space encounter. If you want to know my reasoning why, it's because they are fun, they are easy, and they're great for getting drops. Assuming I don't overshoot it with my quantum slip space drive here. And it looks like I did, but I did some Warp core drifting. Just don't try it at home. You'll probably kill your entire crew and fly off into the void of outer space, but it's all in the details, right? It'll be fine. Just gotta drift through your problems. If you overshoot a planet, drop out and drift. Because I'm sure your warp bubble would protect you going sideways at a warp 8 or 9. If Q can do it, why can't you? And I would love for anybody to find a flaw in that logic. I personally think that it's just perfect. If you can name any problem in this game that can't be solved by drifting, I'm all ears. See?
Warning, ship is under attack.
And hello, Sphere.
Target
Goodbye,
shields have
Sphere.
failed.
Ooh, a cube. That was a big explosion. I'd love to see it.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
And let's take out this probe here. There we go. Let's see, what's gonna be next?
Warning, ship is under attack. Warning, ship is under attack.
Well, took out my ultimate swarmer. And done with that. I think that went rather well. Alright, now let's go to the Kobali system. It's weird to see so many deep space encounters spawn like that. Usually not that close together. Any case, let's head over here now. Yeah, Agent Valkyrie. Yep, that sounds about right. They're fun, they're easy, and we can't turn at high speed. But I think the real question is can't or won't turn at high speed. Because the way I'm seeing it is I can. I just shouldn't. But I'm going to. Because I am I don't play by Starfleet's rules. I'm just gonna drift my ship because I don't see an admiral on my bridge to tell me what to do. Namely because I am an admiral. Oh, someone bought that Targ of Grethor. I don't know who it belongs to. Anybody on Kobali? You lost your Targ? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, I'm gonna charge headfirst to this group, and I'm gonna use the Red Angel suit because why not? Goodbye.
Personal shield losing power.
That looks like they've got those guys handled. Alrighty. Boom. They got taken out. And let's help them with this point right here.
Personal shield losing power.
I don't know what that Bad Wars plan was. Were they gonna hit me in the head with the butt of their gun? Was that the plan? I don't think that was a really great plan. I don't think it ended well.
Personal shield losing power.
I will say that the Vaadwaur do get to stand out as being the first faction you really come across in this game that are truly better than you in story content. When you get into the Delta missions and you get onto any of the space or ground missions, I remember just getting melted every time for so long.
Personal shield
Their
losing
stupid artillery things are so effective. Even now, if I play Preying Upon the Weak on Elite, it is very, very, very easy to die in that TFO. Like, it's scary how fast you'll just go out. And yes, my crew is expendable. I don't need to tell you the story of my tactical flyer pilots. For those of you that don't already know, I have built a carrier build that is great at launching pets very quickly, every 4.8 seconds. So, I have a policy with my tactical flyer pilots. Any pilot that makes it through their first mission automatically gets promoted to commander. The trick is surviving your first mission, because you probably won't. And the even bigger trick is, even if you manage to survive your first mission, I just go to warp without you. And yeah, Preying Upon the Weak is a really great place to test out ships. Tanks in particular, because there's a lot of damage being thrown at you. I would even try going in with a team, because then you also get to test out how much aggro you can pull from all those Vaadwaur. I have done Preying Upon the Weak by myself on Elite once and managed to survive it, but I don't think I would get lucky like that again. I'm pretty sure most of it can be marked up as luck and slightly better piloting than them. You know, having the perfectly lined up evasive maneuvers when they were shooting out artillery so I wouldn't get caught in it. Because it's not so bad at first, but if there's 4 or 5 ships that are all locking onto you with it, the damage stacks up just so fast. The first ship will take down your shields,
Personal shield
and the second and third ships will just start draining your hull. And it's so hard to get out of once you're stuck in the middle of it. I mean, for the longest time, even this ground battle zone was pretty hard to stay alive in.
enemy targets on sensors. Personal
Granted,
shield
I've done
losing
at
power.
least a little bit of work on my ground game as far as staying alive in normal content. This is by no means a useful PvP ground build. I'm using pretty standard to slightly above standard
Enemy
stuff
targets
at
on
best, but
sensors.
that's
Personal
about it.
shield losing power.
The gravity containment device is definitely one of my favorite things. I wonder, Thomas, have you been able to survive a Preying Upon the Weak on Elite by yourself in that science ship of yours? I wonder how that console would do against hordes of enemy forces, because it chains damage to multiple targets, so it might be enough to keep you alive there. I would definitely be interested in seeing that.
Personal shield losing power.
If both of you guys are in game, we can try it. Now that I have completed my endeavors for the day. Let's see if they are online. Well, I know Galactic Roamer is, and for those of you that aren't already following him, he is awesome. He does a lot of crazy builds, much crazier than mine. But in the meantime, let's run a TFO here and pray that we don't get bug hunt or gravity kills. Even though I am more than certain I just jinxed it. But I guess we'll find out in a minute here now, won't we? Honestly, I'll give STO credit. I played this game a while back, and the graphics on it are just so much better. And looks like we're getting a ground one. Well, it's not Bug Hunt, but it is arguably worse than Bug Hunt. At least Bug Hunt goes quickly. Nope, looks like we've got good old Pavo. Everybody's favorite blue crystal planet. Well, looks like someone made themselves a General Chang. That's actually pretty good. I dig it. It's nice space Barbie. Alright, let's head off and try to get these crystals done here as quickly as possible.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected. Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
On the plus side, when the entire team is working on one thing, the individual ones go faster, though we'll probably end up spending more time going through all of them. I guess we'll see. Looks like there's one person doing Region 6 right now. Ah, I'm sure they're fine.
Under attack. Defend it.
Yeah, this is going pretty quickly at least. I don't think anyone's having a lot of trouble with this TFO. I've I have very mixed feelings about ground combat in this game. I think it could be better,
Terran
but I
reinforcements
also know
have
that
arrived.
that's never really what the game was supposed to focus on. And that ground combat they more have for the sake of having ground combat than actually having a reason for it.
Flanking damage detected. Crystal shield losing power. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Alright, let's
The crystal has
head
been
to another
purified.
spire.
Advance to the next one. Enemy target on Terran reinforcements have arrived. Shield losing power.
Looks like those Terrans are bugged inside of the hitbox for the crystal.
Under attack. Defend it.
That's a new one. I don't entirely know what to do about that. Well, that certainly got rid of him.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Flanking damage detected. Crystal shield losing power. Terran reinforcements have arrived. The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one.
Alright, one more left to do. Now watch, I'm calling it right now. The next one I get will end up being Gravity Kills, which is also a very fun way of testing your build. It's definitely a test of engine power and survivability.
The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
So, I don't think you guys were around when I asked this earlier, but how are you guys feeling about the new science ship coming out this weekend?
The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one.
Yeah, Val, you're definitely right. People ignoring the objective definitely makes that TFO last longer, but I have seen many a ships get sucked into that black hole and just eat it.
Terran reinforcements have arrived. Enemy targets on sensors. A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Terran reinforcements have arrived.
Oh, I just noticed. It's good to see that the
Well
water
done.
at the end of this
Looks like
waterfall
the
is
Terrans
still
are retreating.
super duper bugged. Um, Pretty sure this isn't what it's supposed to look like.
Reading Terran transporter signals near the spire. Heads up. The Terrans didn't retreat. Return to the spire.
Yeah, that's true, but remember, it is a lot harder to get the competitive engines now. I was lucky and crafted most of the stuff from that set when they first, started doing the competitive TFOs. Now, the only way to really get them is by getting a bunch of competitive marks through random TFOs and turning them into assess stratagems to craft that stuff. They're good engines, but they're definitely way harder to get than they were, 2 years ago.
Personal shield losing power.
Oh, looks like we got a few new runabouts around here.
The Terrans placed an agonizer by one of the roofs. Destroy it. Quickly.
Let's see, the two captain rank people should be spawning soon.
The Terrans placed an agonizer by one of the roofs. Destroy it. Quickly. Get ready. The
Oh,
Terrans
here
are
they
sending
come.
in their elite forces.
Let's take them out.
Personal shield losing power.
we're almost done here. They're both down.
Looks like the Terrans have given up.
Alright. Well, that went pretty smoothly. We're gonna beam up here and give me a minute, and we'll get right back to doing some TFOs. Alright, and I'm back here, and we can get started on running some more TFOs. I am going to run by Sol System first, because I believe I have an injury from getting taken out by one of those Terrans in the beginning of the TFO. So let's take care of that first, and then hop into a TFO.
Cadets arriving from Starfleet Academy must report to Admiral Quinn's office upon arrival.
It looks like it's dilithium refining time once again, so we can get that done. And we can take care of any other odds and ends, like getting rid of all of these tribbles that are not helpful. Alright, let's get queued up here. And hope that we can not get a ground one again. So I wonder, I remember that the experimental ship upgrades are tradable. How much are they selling for in the exchange these days? Oh wow. And we ended up right back at Pavo, just in space this time. Oh, I guess that is better. Oh boy, Thomas, what are you testing this time? Are you talking about that console that keeps one-shotting me? Because I think I came up with a counter for that too. Also, geez, that is pricey. Oh. Yeah, okay, so Thomas is definitely talking about his one-shotting console. And yeah, I do have a ship that might hold up a little bit better, mainly because it has more than, just 100,000 hit points. I have figured that that's probably going to be my best bet for not dying from that console. Just having a tankier ship. So I have been looking at adapting my Kelvin Connie to do beam overload instead of beam fire will. That might hold up a little bit better because that thing's running closer to 200,000 and has somewhere around a 400% hull regen rate instead of the uh, 259% hull regen rate I'm working with on this ship. And the 120, 135k hit points I have. I think it will hold up better. I don't think it'll one-shot me. I'm pretty sure it'll drop me down pretty low, but it's really just a matter of surviving. Because that console has a 2-minute cooldown time. So if I can survive it, I'm in much better shape. Yeah, but you can't. You can only use it once every 2 minutes. I just need to survive the science. This ship works because it stops you before using your science. That ship I'm hoping works because it can survive it. So where are the ships I'm supposed to be blowing up now? Oh, there they are. Hello, Terrans. Goodbye, Terrans. Drifting.
Hull integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed.
Where are they coming from next?
Warning, ship is under attack. 4 shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
The red Omni-beam I'm using is a covert omnidirectional beam array. This one right here. Available if you're lucky from covert weapons packs, or just do what I did and buy one off of the exchange. I don't remember how much they are though.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
It is basically my next best thing sort of Omni because I can't afford a sensor linked one.
Warning, ship is under attack. 4 shields failing. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below
Ooh,
50%.
I almost died. Sat there and took pot shots. I took some damage too. Oh well, time to charge in again.
Warning. Ship
Because
is
it
under
worked so
attack.
well last time.
Target's shields have failed. 4 shields failing. Right shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame that obviously the better things get in an open market, the more they will cost. It's probably the big problem with an open market like that is when you let the players control the price, the people
Ship is
will
under attack.
get as much as they can for
Target's
it.
shields have failed.
I think I remember one time I had been hearing about it, but someone had bought up all of one particular ship on the
4 shields
exchange
failing.
and was selling them for a premium. I think it was a lockbox ship, but they were selling for 800, 900 million because one person had bought all of them. So basically just controlled the price on it for a few weeks.
Target's shields have
And I'm
failed.
sure they made a huge amount of money off of it.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yep.
Target's shields have failed. 4 shields failing.
Or you could just have the luck of Austin and win 7 promo ships. Unfortunately, I am not quite that lucky.
Right shields failing. Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%. Hull integrity below 50%.
I would like to be out of this tractor beam.
Rear shields failing.
Thank you. I mean, that's where I got my inquiry too from Val.
Shields have failed.
I definitely don't disagree. He wanted me to stop complaining about how I thought that the inquiry was basically a slightly changed Gagarin. And he told me to fly it and then say that, and he proved me wrong. This is definitely a different ship. It is a very, very, very different ship. Wow, I didn't think I was going to get to activate that satellite before I flew out of range. That was pretty lucky. It has similar console layout, but that's really more indicative of the fact that they're both Starfleet battlecruisers. Alright, looks like I'm going to be sitting here on Beta. My favorite, because I get to sit here and hope and pray that someone doesn't get a lucky shot off and, kill me.
Heads up. The enemy flagships are coming to attack.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Let's see how well this goes.
Four shields failing.
Actually, I'd say I'm holding pretty well here so far.
Target's shields have failed.
True.
4 shields failing. Hull integrity
Oh boy.
below 75%.
Okay, so
Shields
sitting
below
here
50%.
is not turning out to be the fall black plan that I had envisioned it being. Mainly because of that dreadnought. But, oh well.
Target's shields have failed.
Looks like I'm actually going to have to fly around and do something.
Target's shields have failed. Hull integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed. Hull
Oh
integrity
boy.
below
Oh,
50%.
come on. Oh man. Couldn't get the hull heal off in time. I tried. I really tried. That's super unfortunate. So, sitting in one place, not a great plan.
Shield generator
Warning,
gamma is
ship
at
is
75%.
under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Oh well. Time to get flanking damage. Whew. Yeah, I probably should have opened with that.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. Four shields failing. Left shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
Shield generator gamma is at 50%.
Target's shields have failed. Rear shields failing.
I don't dislike the look of the ship. I just wouldn't say it's one of my favorite looking ships. But I'm much more a fan of more low profile sort of designs. Like the Inquiry. Or the Gagarin. Or even the Arbiter, to be honest.
Hull integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed.
Shield generator gamma is at 25%.
Oh boy. Are we going to lose Gamma before this is over? Oh, nope, nope. We only got 13 seconds. We'll be fine.
Target's shields have failed.
Shield generator alpha is at 75%.
Oh, that went well.
Well done.
I don't dislike the look of the Arbiter saucer. It's it's unique. I don't really know a better way to put it. I definitely prefer like round saucers or even like ovals, but the Arbiter is kind of like out there with its design. A hexagon. A hexagon. It's if you knew how often I misspelled things, like especially on this keyboard, it's so sensitive. Like I'll accidentally run my fingers across the keys and it'll just pick up every single one. It like if I just drag my finger across my keyboard, it's it's getting it. It can be annoying. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh boy, an ISA. My favorite. We're gonna parse it. Let's see how this goes. What do we got on our team? Got a Klingon. We got one of the new walkers. We got a Cardassian ship. Somebody hasn't even warped in yet. Looks like they're in a Romulan warbird. I'm sorry, Borg Cube, but you're not gonna last very long here.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Oh boy, that is a cannon build.
Fore shields failing. Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it.
Left shields failing.
Torpedoes don't need to obey physics. If they want to change direction mid-flight or something, that's totally up to them. Boy, that was fast. That was very, very, very fast.
Droid. However, our scan, starbase are still being disrupted. We will need to send an away team there to look for survivors.
Alright, let's see if my parser loads up here. Shh, it doesn't matter. It's all okay. Alright, well, looks like we did 234.31K. Yeah, that was a pretty good run. That's actually an upload for me. I had a max one hit of 329,000. I'm not going to bother looking it up because I already know it's going to be the pulse phaser, or not the pulse phaser, the phaser wide angle dual beam bank. Though there was one instance where the variable auto targeting armament, the torpedo that comes off of the Avenger, actually had my biggest max one hit. It hit and it critted and it did about 400k damage, and I still don't really know how or why. It's never, ever, ever done that kind of damage before, but you know what? I'm not gonna question it. It was awesome. and I enjoyed it. You want the Veda console? Comes off of the Avenger. I think that was a free ship at one point during one of the anniversaries. It was that ship. It was the ship they give away on like the last day of giveaways, and that's where I got that console from. I was thinking about using it on the upcoming build. And I got a ground. What do we got? Oh boy, we're taking on the Borg.
Penetrated to the heart of disconnected war.
So fun. Well, at least I got my trusty TR rifle. Oh boy, the wide arc phase cannons. Yeah, I have them. I haven't really used them yet, actually. I really haven't used them yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them on yet, to be perfectly honest. I haven't made up my mind.
Sweep this room quickly and you'll catch the Borg on guard. Seize the advantage.
Yeah, because there's the... Oh, no, 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 no. Not dying there. No, thank you. Oh, boy. Boy.
The Borg are reacting. They're awaiting reinforcements.
Ah. Well, I might be in trouble here.
Flanking damage detected.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let's see if I can stay alive here. Actually, you know what? I'll throw up the Red Angel suit and use that for its free hypo. Haha! 1000 IQ move.
Personal shield losing power.
You sweep this.
Yeah, I use the Veda and the Veta consoles on the Inquiry. The 2-piece set gives a Cat 1 bonus to phaser damage. Honestly, though, I would say the deflector is a lot more useful because when you activate its click, it'll make your front shields basically impossible to take out. And that can come in handy a lot. Especially if you're running like Beam Overload where you gotta face your opponent to do most of your damage.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
I wouldn't say that the console or the trait that comes off of the Inquiry are the best, but I would say they're very practical. I think they're very practical, and I like them. I'm not using the trait anymore because
Central plexus and collect the
I
Borg
didn't really have
now.
space for it, but
Gather
I
winners
do like
for a mission
the
of
trait off of it as well. Time to run around in circles. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Borg are reacting to the
Na
virus
na na
level.
na 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 na.
Reinforcements inbound.
Oh crap. Dude trapped us in here.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Oh boy, I got caught in the Borg goop. That's super annoying.
Enemy combatants in close proximity. Personal shield losing power. Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
The Borg are in chaos. The time has come. Attack the Queen.
Flanking damage detected.
This is it.
This is it. Borg goop. I mean, if I was getting a corporate sponsor for Twitch, she wouldn't be my first choice, but beggars can't be choosers, Val.
Enemy target on sensors. Personal shield losing power. Personal shield losing power.
I like that DOT drone just sort of walking through all of this. That's basically me in life right now. This whole battle happening on both sides, and just casually walking through, just passing through. Don't mind me, I'm just a little DOT-7 drone.
Personal shield losing power.
Wow, that was weird. Oh well then. Why am I drawing aggro from the Borg Queen? That just doesn't seem fair.
Personal shield losing power. Personal shield losing power.
Okay, let's try not to die here. Oh no.
Personal
Oof.
shield losing power.
Yeah, I should have gotten out of the way of that.
Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Alright. Oh no. Oi. Oh, that was close.
Personal shield losing power.
Man, the amount of hazards.
Damage detected.
There's so many stage hazards.
You cannot defeat me.
So many stage hazards. Nice.
The enemy is in a state of disarray. Without their precious queen, the Borg Collective is...
Oh. Let's try to do one or two more TFOs here before we take a break. First, let's get my captain healed since he got the crap beaten out of him. Oh boy, that was a lag spike if ever there was one. I just got thrown all the way back. Alrighty. Let's queue up here. So, I'm going to let all you guys know right now, it looks as though Cryptic Studios is also streaming right now, and they're doing a live test of closed captioning, and you have a chance to win prizes. So, if any of you guys want to head over there too, that would be a good stream to watch. I don't know exactly what they mean prize-wise, but who knows? So here's a question for the people in the chat. Since they've obviously locked out certain names for ships in the game, is USS Titan one of those locked names?
Shields have failed. 4 shields failing.
Got a bomb. Now destroy one of their bases. Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
Target's shields have failed.
Kapla. One Zinkethi base has been destroyed.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed. 4 shields failing.
Another Zinkethi base has been destroyed. There are 3 left.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your teammate
4
has
shields
captured a
failing.
bomb. Protect them.
Target's shields have failed.
You've got a bomb. Now destroy one of the bases. Well, look. Only 2 Zinkethi bases remain. Your teammate has
Target's
captured a
shield
bomb.
has failed.
Protect them.
Rear shields failing.
Only 1 Zinkethi base left. Ah, they're sending a dreadnought to stop us.
Target's shields have failed.
Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
Wow, the CFO is going super fast.
4 shields failing.
You've got a bomb. Now destroy one of their bases. There's a dreadnought on an attack vector. Destroy it.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
All Zinkethi bases destroyed. They have a dreadnought with some light heavy in it, however.
Left shields failing. 4 shields failing. Right shields failing. Hull integrity below 75%. Target's shields have failed.
We have defeated Zinkethi and defended the front with honor. Atom's defensive system is now secure.
You know what? To finish up, it looks like somebody is hosting an ISE. So we're going to go ahead and do that to finish off our day here. Let's see if he can pull in one more person. And we can take a quick look at some of our fleet holdings, see if there's any projects to donate to. Alrighty. There's some more donated. And looks like we're still waiting on one more person to join. And it looks like we got him. So we should be ready to go in a minute here. And we'll be able to see how we do here. Oh, it appears I'm still on cooldown for it. I would have assumed it would be done by now. Looks like we're going to be waiting around for a few more minutes, unfortunately, because I did not realize I was still on cooldown from the advanced infected I did. But hopefully we should be able to get going here in a minute. In the meantime, let's beam up and look at what we can see. That was weird. Strange little orange lighting effect on my ship there for a moment. So we can take another look at the build real quick. Not too much has changed since the last time. Just small odds and ends here and there, using the 0-point energy conduit and still using this 2-piece set. Traits I'm using: Best Hope of the Empire, the Ruin of our Enemies. Wait, that shouldn't be on there. Ho, 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 ho. Good thing I decided to look at all of this. Alrighty, let's save this. Alright, Best Hope of the Empire, Critical Systems, Emergency Weapon Cycle, Preferential Targeting, supercharged weapons, and super weapon ingenuity. That's better. We've only got a minute left on the cooldown here. And after that, we'll be able to get this done. Once again, thank you everybody who stayed through the stream and watched. Feel free to give me a follow if you enjoy what we're doing here. Helps out a lot. And the last thing we're going to be doing here is running an infected on elite and parsing it to see if I have improved in my piloting any, for the most part. You never know when it'll just start getting better. Can't be done with this quickly enough. Any moment now, we should be getting ready to go. Alright, now let's run this ISE. Oh boy, we got a Kobali Juggernaut on the team. I know most of the people that fly those put up some seriously big numbers. So, we'll have to watch out for that. We also got a Styx. Let's buff up my weapons a little bit here.
Scanning the nanite transporter. Done.
Warning.
Distal
Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Oh, good grief. So much damage coming out.
Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. 4 shields failing.
nanite probes can repair the transporters. Stop them.
Target's shields have failed. Left shields failing. Target's shields have failed.
A probe is closing in on a transporter. Destroy it.
Target's shields have failed.
We're racking up some pretty big hits here.
Target's shields have failed.
Oh, it looks like a sphere managed to survive. Well, that sure was fun.
Sensors confirm that the transport conduit has been destroyed.
So let's check our parse here.
Fibers.
Someone already posted it. 312 looks like the number I got. That's definitely not bad. I'm very happy with that. Alright, and that's going to be just about it for our stream today. Thank you everybody for watching again. Feel free to give me a follow if you enjoy what we're doing here. But as always, this is Endeavor, and remember to keep calm and game on.